If they know how much Sam's going to be paid for the cost of getting into and running the business, and that their take-home pay is going to be increased by about $100 a week on average, now it might be 70, it might be 150, but somewhere around $100. So how can we use this information to help with recruiting, closing, and retention without answering tax questions? So you don't want to answer tax questions because that's not duplicatable, is it? And if you're talking to a prospect and ask you a question about taxes, they want you to clarify, what's this about your kids? Tell me more about, and you answer that question, you just told them you've got to understand home business tax law to be successful in this business. But that's not true, is it? You don't want them to think that. So how do you use the tax information for recruiting, closing, and retention? Now for closing, you want to tell people what they're losing by not making a decision. If they're sitting on the fence and they just haven't made a decision. For retention, if somebody ever comes to you and says, I've got to drop off auto ship, you say, are you kidding me? How much is auto ship this company? What's your minimum purchase requirement? $40. How does that compare with about $300 to $500 income from Uncle Sam by running the business? Can they afford to drop off auto ship? Can they afford to get out of the business? Once they stop running the business, once they stop working the business 3 to 4 hours a week minimum with a profit and can't keep your record, they lose the deductions. They got to start paying Uncle Sam that $400 to $500 a month again. Could this be powerful for retention? People really understand this and start using it? I think it could be. So let's look at what we can do. How'd you like to explode your business with a little help from Uncle Sam? Whoever thought Uncle Sam would help you become successful in this business? But it's possible. Let's do it without you answering any questions, right? We said we're going to have some tools here to work. Well, one of the first tools I'd like to introduce you to is a brand new tool. This is, by the way, you're one of the first groups that's ever been described to you. This has been in field testing for about 6 months in 4 different network marketing companies at various levels of people, from entry-level distributors up through the superstars and any in between, to try to find tools that work in most circumstances. So the first one simply requires you to memorize a 4-word sentence. Here, listen to this. This is a CD that I'm going to play for you in a second. It's only 6 minutes long. And it's designed primarily for a cold market or for somebody you've been talking to about coming into the business, but their mind has snapped shut. They're not open to the possibility of running a home-based business. What could you say to them that would help them come into a business? Now, this CD we're about to play, an example of how this can be used. A fellow came up to me after in the field testing of this product. They said he went to the grocery store, and he said, I was going through the checkout line, and while the clerk was mindlessly checking barcodes, scanning barcodes, I was struck up a conversation with her. How long have you worked here, and stuff like that, meaningless stuff, but just to get conversation started. And then he said, when you get off work here and go home, you'll drive home, I imagine, right? She said, yeah. He said, do you have a CD player in your car? Yeah. Will it take you at least 6 minutes to get home? Yeah. Why? And he said, here, listen to this. He said, the information is only 6 minutes long, and the information on this CD has saved me thousands of dollars. I'd like to give it to you as my gift. Listen to it on the way home. And if you have any questions or you want to talk about it any further, my contact info is on the back. And then to her left. Came back the next day and said, did you listen to that 6-minute CD? He came back same time, assuming she'd be working, she was. He bought something, so he had to go through a checkout counter. Did you listen to that CD? She said, no, I forgot about that. Then, now he acts like the first person that ever did that. He said, you're kidding me. 6 minutes? You forgot to listen to it, but it could save you thousands of dollars? It might not mean anything to you. But what if it means thousands of dollars in tax savings like it means? Well, that's okay if you're okay with that. But can I get the CD back? Because I got some other people I want to share that with. And she says, no, I'll listen to it tonight, I promise. Came back the next day, and she's now in the business. This is the CD she listened to. Can we play that CD?
I don't need to tell you that taxes are killing you financially. Just compare the amount of money you're making in wages with the small amount you get to take home in your take-home pay. That's the bad news. The good news is home-based business owners get more tax breaks than any other category of taxpayer. That means you can easily change the amount of money you're paying in taxes. Change means reduce, dramatically reduce. Hi, I'm Ron Mueller. I'm the author of Home Business Tax Savings Made Easy. the only plain English guide to home business tax savings. I've been studying and teaching this information for 10 years, and I'd like to share some of my experiences and some of my knowledge with you today. How much money are you currently paying in taxes? Most people honestly don't know. But here's how you get a rough idea of what you're paying. Imagine how much money you're paying for your housing payment, your mortgage, or your rent. Add to that the transportation costs, that's your car payments and gas payments, etc. Now add food costs. That's the grocery store, it's dining out, it's drive-throughs, all that. Now add your health care costs, the non-reimbursed part of your health care expenses, your premiums, your co-pays, and all of those medical expenses that are not reimbursed at all by your health care insurance. Add those numbers together. Guess what? The amount of money you're paying in taxes is probably more than you're paying in your housing payment, transportation, food, and health care combined. That's how much taxes are killing you. But that can change because it is possible for you to reduce dramatically, legal, ethically, and morally, of course, the amount of money you're required to pay in taxes, and that's by having a home-based business, even on a part-time basis. See, Congress decided just a few years ago that it would be good for the American economy if every taxpayer had a part-time home-based business that they could ramp up to full-time if they had to on short notice. What that means is if you go to work tomorrow and you find out you don't have a job, your company got downsized, right-sized, cap-sized, whatever it got, what you got was unemployed. Congress said instead of that taxpayer going home to look up the address of the unemployment office, what if they went home and ramped up their part-time business to full-time? That's better for the economy overall in America, and it's better for the taxpayer, him or herself. So what they did was pass a series of tax deductions specifically for home-based business owners, specifically to encourage taxpayers to start and to continue running a home-based business. How do you qualify? That's very easy. They made only two requirements. One is you've got to work your business on a regular, consistent basis, which has been defined by the tax courts as little as 3 to 4 hours a week. The second requirement is even easier. You need to prove you have a profit intent. Intent, get that. You don't even need to be profitable. You don't need to even have made a penny's worth of income before you qualify for the tax breaks. As soon as you have a profit intent, trying to make a profit, you qualify. And there are only 6 major deductions you really need to understand, and if you get your arms around that, get a good working knowledge of just the right 6 tax deductions Congress passed for home business owners, the result of that will be an extra $3,000 to $6,000 in tax refund, cash in your pocket, and you don't have to wait till the end of the year. Congress made it possible for you to change the amount of money being withheld from your paycheck for taxes so that less money is being withheld. That will put an extra $300 to $500 per month in your take-home pay. In most cases, that's for the average American working a full-time W-2 job. The cost of not having a home-based business is absolutely incredible. If you don't have a home-based business, or you have one but don't understand the tax deductions, I promise you, you overpaid your taxes by at least $100 last week. You're doing it again this week, and next week you'll overpay your taxes another $100. We're talking about $5,000 a year in overpaid taxes just because you don't qualify for the tax breaks Congress intended for home-based business owners. How do you change that? Get into a home-based business. Once you get into a home-based business, you'll qualify for all the tax breaks that Congress has made available for anyone who will start and continue operating on a consistent basis a legitimate home-based business, even on a part-time basis. You are the only person who can change the amount of money being withheld from your paycheck for taxes. By simply putting an extra 3 or 4 hours a week into a home-based business, you can increase your take-home pay by about $100 a week. Now think about this. What would it be like if you woke up on your favorite day of the week? That's Monday morning, right? Yeah, right. Okay, let's say Monday morning you wake up and when you reach over to hit the snooze alarm, what your hand falls on is a crisp $100 bill. There's a yellow Post-it note in that $100 bill with a handwritten note saying, you can do anything you want to with this money this week. Suggest you pay the cost of running your home-based business first, but you'll probably have some left and use that for whatever else you want. P.S. There'll be another $100 bill here on your nightstand every Monday for the rest of your working life as long as you're running a home-based business. What would it be like to put an extra $100 bill in your pocket or your purse every single week? That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what Uncle Sam makes happen when you do your part, which is run a legitimate home-based business on a part-time basis with a profit intent, beginning now. Now, if you don't have a home-based business yet, it's costing you money to not have one. It does not cost money to have a home-based business. It costs money to not run one. So I'm going to make a suggestion to you. If you don't have a home-based business and you're not quite ready